Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we are on week 34, day 3 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. We are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive, Peaceful Growth Calendar. If you love affirmations, positive affirmations, I don't think I think we have enough negative affirmations going on. So if you love positive affirmations, if you love music therapy and aromatherapy, I think you're going to really love this book. The affirmation you can buy it at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. The affirmation for this entire week, which I am super loving, is I am enough. And I think that's one of the I think that when we think that we are enough, we're really swimming upstream, right? There's so many people that tell us that we're not enough. Our own voices in our heads, other people, media, whatever, telling us that we're not enough. But we are enough. We are enough to be loved. We are pretty enough. We are smart enough. We have enough love. If we'll use it, right? Sometimes we make the choice to not use all the resources of love that we have, and hopefully we're learning to make better choices on that. The affirmation for the entire week is one. I'm gonna just tell you the affirmation. I am good enough in every area. Now, I am so not connecting to that affirmation. I am good enough in every area. Because I'm the type of person who's like, I don't even care what it is. I want to improve. Like, I want to improve my piano playing ability. I want to improve, how well I write in my journal. I want to improve how well I keep my house. I want to improve how I mother. I want to improve how my relationship with my spouse. I want to improve so many different things. So I'm really not connecting with this affirmation. And, as I've talked about in the past, if there's some affirmation that you're totally not connecting with, please tweak it, change it, totally rewrite it. And so for me, instead of saying I am good enough in every area, what I want to say is I have the ability to do better in any area that I want. So I'm just going to repeat that again. I have the ability to do better in any area that I want. Now that would be one way that I could tweak it. I could also tweak it, like if I knew that I wanted to be, that I was working on an area, I could say, I am becoming more loving. I am becoming more patient. If I was working on being more loving and more patient, I am becoming more kind. I am having a greater ability to pause and think first before I respond. I'm becoming more and more imperturbable, and so I like that affirmation better. I like because I want to do better, and so I never want to tell myself, oh, you're there, you're good. But maybe you do. So if this affirmation, I am good enough in every area, is what you like run for it. But this is so against kind of the core of my nature. I kind of like working on things one at a time, or just that I can improve in any area that I want. I have that ability to improve. Okay, so I think that's what I wanted to say on the affirmation today. I hope that as you are speaking your positive affirmations, I guess I do want to talk about one thing, because it's I'm good in every area. And I want to talk about one specific affirmation that I hope that we're all working on. And I hope that we're all working on shutting down the negative affirmations quicker. Do you really want to get a picture? Because look at you're not the ways, I guess, that you would want. And I'm like, and I'm having to shut that down and say, are you kidding? I want a picture. Of course I want to be in the pictures. I want to be full. Like, I mean, I don't want to be hiding it behind anyone. I want to be there. I want to be present for these pictures of my daughter's ceiling. So, because I want my children to know that whoever I am, in whatever form I am in, I love myself. I love myself. So the one thing that I guess I would say, if I was concentrating on something for me, I'd be saying, I am getting better at shutting down the negative voice in my head. So I went to a training. I can't remember whether this training was actually by Brianna Hovey or whether it was by the girl who wrote Girl Wash Your Face, and I'm Hollis. Anyway, but both of them kind of spoke to this issue, the issue of shutting down that voice in your head. And one of them actually named the voice. Now, my name is Suzanne, right? And she named the voice Susan. And she's like, have you ever met a Susan that you were afraid of? No. And so when that negative voice comes in my head, I just basically say, Susan, tone down. I'm good. I'm fine. Stop it. So whether we want to name the voices in our head, hey, I hate to spoil a name. Like, I don't want to call like the negative voice in my head a name that like someone might have, because I wouldn't want to have like a negative association to anyone's name. But hey, Dinkelhofer, I don't even know. Hey, I got this. You can be quiet. I'm not paying attention to you. I got this, right? So for me, maybe my affirmation that I would be saying for me is, I am getting better at not paying attention to those negative voices in my head. I'm getting better at recognizing them, recognizing they're not coming from me and they're not coming from God, and recognizing that, and then shutting them down, not paying attention to them, intentionally doing the opposite, of feeling the opposite. You're not pretty enough? I must be really pretty because you're telling me I'm not pretty enough. So you must be afraid of my beauty. Or if they say you're not loving enough, I must have this incredible power to love, and you're telling me that I don't, so I must have this incredible power to love, and I'm going to use that power to love even more. Like, running toward thinking about ourselves in the opposite way, right? Because I feel like if those negative voices in our head are trying to tell us that we're not something, we really are that. That is maybe perhaps one of our superpowers, one of our gifts, one of our strengths, whatever you want to call it. And so running with that strength. Okay, so whatever in the past that you have thought that you weren't, whatever in the past your negative voice is telling you in your head that you're not, please just say, I must be really that, because you're trying to convince me that I'm not. And so that must be one of my superpowers that I should be leading out with. Okay, anyway, that's the affirmation that I'm going to go with today, instead of the one in the book, which is, I am good enough in every area. I'm just going to start saying, I am really good about shutting down that negative voice in my head and listening to the real voice, the voice of God or whatever. Okay, or maybe I'm really good at shutting down that negative voice in my head and listening to the truth, right? Because that negative voice in your head is not the truth. It is not. Okay, so that's the affirmation for today. The music, the song for today is Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. It's a beautiful song. Like, put it on in the morning when you're doing your morning routine. Put it on in the evening as you're kind of winding down for the night. Take a bath. Whatever. Wherever you want. Put it on while you're doing the dishes or jogging. I don't know. Anyway, but it's a beautiful song, just reminding us, like, we have our own brand of light that people love if we will just be authentic. Have you ever been in a place where someone is doing something and it really, really works for them, right? And then someone else is like copying, and you're like, why are you doing that? Like, you're not even that way. Like, I totally love you just the way you are, right? We don't need to be a copy of anyone else. And to me, that's what that song reminds us of, that we do not need to be a copy of anyone else. Okay, the diffuser blend that we are diffusing is 2 drops of frankincense, which is the king of oils, the oil of truth, a very, very fatherly, masculine oil, protective oil. And then 2 drops of lime, which is the oil of zest for life. And yesterday we talked about the emotional benefits of frankincense. And today, it's so funny, my chickens are starting, they must be laying eggs right now. I don't even know. Anyway, so yes, we have chickens, we have baby chicks, we have rabbits. Anyway, we love animals. And anyway, so today we are talking about the physical benefits of frankincense. So the first thing you need to know about frankincense is that it grows in very, very harsh environments in Yemen, Oman, and the Horn of Africa. So it comes from a very desert environment. Now, I'm always reminding us that what an oil does physically, it does emotionally, and vice versa. Like it's kind of just that way. And so what I want you to do is I want you to think of this tree that grows in super harsh environments. And to me, I should have done this yesterday with the emotional stuff, but to me, that shows me that it doesn't matter what harsh environment we are plunged into or that comes our way, we can survive, and frankincense can be something that helps us. Okay, so and I said this yesterday, but I'll just repeat it because it's worth repeating, that frankincense was one of the oils given to the baby Jesus. One of the oils. Gold, obviously not an oil, but anyway, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So frankincense and myrrh were the 2 essential oils given to the baby Jesus, or the 2 substances. We don't know if they were oils or whether they were just the resins. We don't know. Anyway, but frankincense is one of the most prized essential oils and substances in the ancient world. And there was actually a frankincense trail because this was such a hot commodity, such an important commodity. So they say there's 2 different oils that if you have something going on, you're like, what do? I don't even know what to do. There's 2 essential oils that you can choose. One is lavender, which is people kind of call the grandmother of oils, or the Swiss Army knife of oils, because it is so good for so many things. And the other is frankincense, which people call the king of oils, because it's so good for so many things. Now, the first thing you need to know is that it is a powerful anti-inflammatory. So, all those things that you typically reach for, inflammatory for, you can reach for frankincense, reaching for something natural instead. And there's so many things that they're finding are made worse by inflammation. Obviously, discomfort and pain is inflammatory, but some digestive issues are caused by inflammation or made worse by inflammation, and some emotional states are also caused or made worse by inflammation. So if we are addressing inflammation, we can be also addressing at the same time a whole lot of other states. It is great for the immune system. It's an amazing immune boost. So you can put it in your water and drink a couple drops of it, in a big tall glass of water. You can put it in your diffuser and diffuse. If you're using it to boost your immune system, you can definitely also just put a couple drops. I would probably put a couple drops in some coconut oil, like a teaspoon of coconut oil, and just rub that on my feet and then put socks on. Just a nice, beautiful boost to your immune system. Now, I told you could drink. Am I speaking too fast today? I don't know. Anyway, I told you could drink frankincense oil. And definitely, I'm not going to just take the whole box and drink it down like I would, water or like a 7-Up or something like that. Your favorite drink, whatever it is. Anyway, what I would do is I would just take my glass of water, right? And I would just put 1 to 2 drops of frankincense, and then I would drink that. I love that. I love putting it in my water. Some people like just to put it underneath their tongue, like a couple drops underneath their tongue, and do it that way. But I actually love putting it in water and then just sipping it through the day. Now, can you ingest every single brand of essential oil? No, right? Common sense would tell us no, because not all essential oils are produced the same way. Not all essential oils come from the same places. Not 100%. Not all essential oils are 100% pure. So, I'm just saying, for me, like totally for me, the only essential oil that I would ever ingest, ever use internally is doTERRA essential oils. And this is why, because they third party test every single batch of oils. So on every single batch of oils, you have your batch number, and you can go to a site called Source to You. You can type in your batch number, and you can see every single test that has been done on your batch of oils and all of the results. So this company is like incredibly transparent. They want you to know what's in your bottle of oils. They 100% want you to know. Now, I can trust that this is nothing but frankincense essential oil. Okay, so I know that when I buy this, I am giving the very, very best to myself and to my family. Like, I really feel like essential oils are an investment into our physical and our emotional health, and we are worth that investment. Okay, oh, the other way I wanted to tell you, so can you ingest every single bottle of doTERRA essential oils? Absolutely not. No, you can't, because some of them are just made to be used topically, or some perhaps even just aromatically. So, but on your bottle, if you can ingest it, it will have a little supplement facts. Now, this supplement facts is going to look exactly like the supplement facts on your cereal box, right? We're all familiar with reading those. It's going to tell you how to use it. Also, it's going to say on the bottle for internal use, right? That you can use it internally. So I love, love, love frankincense essential oil. Okay, so again, it's a great immune boost. It's great for your nervous system, or for nervous tension, or for times of stress. Now, I know you're like, well, isn't that like emotional stuff? Like, you just talked about that yesterday. Yes, I did just talk about emotional stuff yesterday and everything that it's good for. But like, I feel like in so many other medicinal systems, especially like in China, in Japan, in Asian medicine, Indian medicine from India, even in some North American Indian medicine. So basically, like, anyway, their medicine systems definitely connect the mind with the body a lot more. So if you have something going on physically, please start addressing it with your mind too. Start addressing it emotionally too. Like, let's say you have a backache. Let's start addressing that. Putting something on that will definitely help relieve some of that discomfort on your back. That's good. But then let's start working through some issues. What could be causing this? So just kind of diving down a little bit deeper. So if you have a physical issue, definitely frankincense is good, but it's also good to help calm some of that emotional stress, which might be feeding your physical issue. So I just had to mention that here. It is great for the mind. It's one of my two go-to oils for when I want to support good cognitive function. I'm going to reach for frankincense, or I'm going to reach for rosemary. Like, those are my two for cognitive function. So if you're trying to learn something, if you're trying to memorize something, if you're just trying to boost your memory, if you're getting a little bit older and you notice that your thinking is like a little fuzzy, or you're not thinking of things as fast, frankincense is a wonderful oil to diffuse or to put in your water and drink, or put on, just put on the bottoms of your feet. I love this one study. Now, I usually don't talk about a lot of different studies on this little chat, but I definitely am like 100% into what does the science say behind this. And so, my favorite sites for this are PubMed, or that's one that I use, but my absolutely favorite site is aromaticscience.com. So, aromaticscience.com, AROMATIC science. Anyway, however you spell aromatic. you could go in. It's so cool. Like I can go in and it has studies from all around the world. And I can type in frankincense and it will tell me all sorts of, or whatever oil I'm checking up on. It will tell me all sorts of studies, like hundreds and hundreds of studies, or dozens depending upon the oil, of studies that have been done on this. And or I can type in like my issue that I'm working on, like perhaps I'm working on infertility, perhaps I am working on weight management, or anxiety, right? I can type that into the search bar, and then it will pull me different studies from around the world on that issue and essential oils that have been found to be good for that. So super, I love that site, aromaticscience.com. Anyway, but I usually don't tell you studies, but I just couldn't not tell you this one. So there was a study, and I'll if I have time, I'll put it in. Remember, we have this wedding coming up, so I'm not sure I'm going to have time. But there was this study on pregnant rats, and what they found is that mothers who injected frankincense had children with better memory and cognitive function. And I'm like, wow, that is like so cool. I don't know. I mean, how did they know that they had better memory and cognitive? I guess as a group they must have said, okay, these mothers, we're just going to treat them normally, and these mothers, we're going to feed them frankincense. Mother rats, we're going to feed them frankincense, and when they have babies, we're going to put them through a whole run of tests and see who's smarter. And it looks like the ones whose mothers ate frankincense when they consumed frankincense when they were pregnant had smarter children. So again, if you want to boost the mental capacity of yourself or the people in your circles, definitely start diffusing, ingesting frankincense oil. Okay, and when I tell you that, I also have to tell you this. Less is more. Less is more when it comes to oils. So I'm not going to go and down like, oh, well, if 2 drops a day can help me, well, then 10 drops a day should help me even more. No. When it comes to essential oils, less is more. So maybe just put 1 drop in your water. Maybe just diffuse, frankincense, a little bit. I would be fine diffusing frankincense every single day. It's such a beautiful oil. But what I'm saying, especially when you're ingesting it, less is more. So you're really not going to want to do more than 1 or 2 drops. Okay. Frankincense, it's so good for your skin. So whether you're just trying to bring some like a radiant boost to your skin, whether you're trying to reduce the appearance of scars, or clear out your complexion more, if you're trying to even out skin tone, it's super good. It's great for aging skin, and it can help with wrinkles. I'm not like, I know like there's so many people, like don't judge me like the wrinkles on my face by essential oils and say, oh, well, you must be using them on your face, because like I'm like not a person who feels the need to hide age, right? I have gray hair, like graying hair, right? And I have wrinkles, and I'm fine with that. I want people to see that there are other forms of beauty out there, that youth isn't the only beauty. It's not. That age, and every age has its beauty. And so, like, I want to be the poster child for that. Not saying that I'm not, like, like the super beautiful person, right? But I want to be the poster child that gray hair is fine. And I could be super loved with gray hair. And wrinkles are fine. I can be just as loved, wrinkle or not. And I think that's one thing that I've definitely learned over the years, that it doesn't really matter what you look like. People are going to love you for you. But I do know that there are a lot of people who don't like wrinkles and who are trying to not get wrinkles or stay away from wrinkles or reduce the appearance of wrinkles. And so if that's you, like totally, frankincense is an oil that has been used for millennia for good skin health. Hold on just a minute. Caleb, can you just shut, we have like neighbor children playing in the back, so I'm just going to have him shut our door. Okay. It's very, very good for the respiratory system. So if you have a respiratory issue that just doesn't seem to be going away, go ahead, diffuse it, put it on, drink it in your water, 1 or 2 drops in a big glass of water. Go ahead, see if that doesn't help clear out some of the things that you've been trying to clear out. We've said how it can help with digestion, and I think it kind of goes through its anti-inflammatory pathways, and maybe it just calms things down. I don't know. I don't have like some major digestive issues, and so I haven't delved into this part of frankincense as much as some other parts. But go to aromaticscience.com. Type in digest. You can look at things up by system, or like I said, look things up by issue or by oil. So if you have digestive issues and you're interested in using frankincense for them, do your research. I think it's great. We've mentioned how it's anti-inflammatory, so for that reason, it's so good for times of discomfort or pain. So before you exercise, you can put frankincense on. After you exercise, you can put frankincense on. It's good for joint pain. So if your hands tend to hurt, definitely put some frankincense. Like I would put like 3 to 5 drops in like a tablespoon of coconut oil and put that on a regular basis for its anti-inflammatory properties. It's also okay when you're thinking pain. Some girls have great discomfort during their menstrual cycle. So if that is you or someone you love, I would do the same thing. 5 drops of frankincense and into like a tablespoon of coconut oil, and just rub it on where you're feeling the discomfort. Okay. Frankincense. Remember how we said that it was so good for like nervous tension and stress? And then it's a very protective oil. So it's a very, very good oil to put into your diffuser when you're going to sleep. Now, there's some other oils that I usually tend to think of first when it comes to sleep. Lavender, world renowned for helping you sleep. Vetiver or petitgrain, super good for helping you sleep. Bergamot is an essential oil that I've just recently learned, because of its high linalool content, is super good for helping you sleep as well. But frankincense, because it has it's kind of sedative, relaxing, it can help people who are having a hard time going to sleep, especially if they're having a hard time going to sleep for worry or fear. So if I had a little one, right, and they'd been having nightmares, well, I'm going to give you one other oil too for this one, but I would put frankincense into the diffuser because it's such a calming, protective oil. I would probably, if they were having nightmares, I would probably also put like a drop of juniper berry oil in their diffuser, or on their feet, on their chest. That's so funny. On their feet, on their chest, as I'm pointing to my feet and saying chest. But anyway, juniper berry is so known to help with nightmares or night terrors. So, but frankincense, again, super protective oil, can definitely help with that. And then the last thing that I wanted to say about frankincense essential oil is that it's super good to use for good for your teeth and your gums, just good oral health. So you can put a drop of frankincense in water, gargle with that, swish it around in your mouth, use it as a mouthwash, or you could put a drop of if you like to make your own toothpaste, you can mix a couple of drops of frankincense oil into your toothpaste, or you could just, if you want to go the easy route, use your regular toothpaste and then just put a drop of frankincense oil on your toothbrush and brush your teeth with that. Super good for good oral health. Okay, so I think that's everything that I want to tell you about the physical properties of frankincense. I'm sure there's so many more properties and benefits of it that I haven't even talked about, but go to aromaticscience.com, discover them on your own. Very, very good for cellular health as well. Couldn't leave it without mentioning that. Okay, tomorrow we're going to be talking about the emotional benefits of lime. Just reminding you that this entire week, our diffuser blend is 2 2 drops of frankincense, the king of oils, a super protective oil, and the oil for truth, and then 2 drops of lime, the oil of zest for life. And the song for our entire week is Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. You really are lovable just the way you are. I am lovable just the way I am, with my strengths and my weaknesses, with my virtues and my faults. Even the whole package, I am lovable, and your whole package is very lovable too. Okay, the affirmation for today, well, I'll tell you hers, is I am good enough in every area. And for my affirmation for today is I am getting better and better about not listening to that negative voice in my head. And the affirmation for the entire week, which I am super loving too, is I am enough. You are enough. You absolutely are enough. You are enough to be loved. You have this goodness about you. Like, you are amazing. So just know that. Okay. Well, I am Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters and Living the Wholesome Life, reminding you, hold on, Caleb. Okay. Reminding us all that we have the incredible power within us with God to make every day a great day. Bye-bye.